sheep for your brick and wood. And I'm sorry that this is going to go over your head, but it does that. And it's like, you can't even explain the importance of sheep. Like, you really need it. It's like, dude, no. Like, it sucks.
I think that's what happened to Tennessee, why they kind of struggled towards the end of the year. They had a guy like Kyrie to say, you don't even understand the importance of this. That's what happened. The trades, they got too intense.
This is the right way to play the game. And it's like, dude, shut up.
The trades got too intense.
Yeah. All right. So after that, definitely planned Catan venture. We're back. Do we want to? Are we going?
Do you think Grant Williams? Before we get into that, do you think Grant Williams is going to bring Catan to the Celtics?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Who's going to play with him? Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart ain't playing with him.
I could see Jaylen Brown enjoying it. I could see. I don't know. I could see Jaylen Brown enjoying it. I could see Marcus Smart not enjoying it, but still playing it to keep the locker room up. Gordon Hayward.
Ooh, what's like the really hardo move for someone to do in Catan? Because that's what Marcus Smart would do. Taking charges, playing really aggressive. That's the move Marcus Smart would do.
Oh, the aggressive thing? He'd be the one that, oh man, so you I would have to go into it. He'd be the one that would build and try to, you start out and you pick spots. He'd be the guy that pick a spot that just blocks you off. He'd pick it and be like, oh, sorry, were you trying to build there? Oh, yeah, I just really like that spot. The real aggressive, yeah, I'm coming for you.
All right, that's all I kind of have for that. Unless you can... I don't know anything about Catan, so I can't really contribute to this. But I think it'd be really funny.
I feel like people who play would know.
I think it'd be really funny to see Marcus Smart playing.
Yeah, I bet he does get a thing going. All right.
I kind of hope he gets to the locker room and Grant Williams, the first day, he's like, all right, guys, who's ready to play Catan? And Marcus Smart is like, shut the fuck up, nerd. Here's your rookie hazing. Let's go.
Here's the thing. Jason Tatum's definitely not playing. Al Horford's not playing because he won't be there.
Yep. Brad Stevens might play. I think Brad Stevens
would play.
It's going to be Brad Stevens and Grant Williams.
Kill at that game. He would be incredible.
Brad Stevens talking to Danny Ainge right now. He's like, we got to draft Grant Williams. He's gonna he's such a great guy. Yeah. He's just trying to hide the fact that he just wants to play Catan with him.
He's like, I actually love Catan. I do risk reward spreadsheets for it to figure out what things you
Brad
need.
Williams is scouting players for the second round that could also play Catan. He's thinking about bringing Jordan Bone on also, just to have more players.
All right, I'm ready though. I'm ready. I want to talk about the draft. I'm excited.
All right, first thing first, NBA draft.
Mm-hmm.
The first pick. Can you believe it? New Orleans. They don't take Taco Fall. They take this kid from a small town of Spartansburg. Graduated with 50 kids. This team that he played, he didn't even this Duke team. They didn't even make the Final Four. I don't get it. Taco Fall is 7'7". They didn't draft him. Matt, what's this? What's this about?
I think what they thought they were going to do is pick Zion, let Taco Fall, sign him outside of the draft, and then the Celtics ended up signing him.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I completely forgot that Taco got signed by the Celtics. I've heard Taco's actually really, really smart. He's I think he does some sort of engineering. No, data something.
I don't know.
Data engineering, maybe. Very smart,
or something like that.
He does a very hard major. Very smart guy, and I heard he can have a really, really good job if basketball doesn't work out. But I could see him being the Catan guy. He could be a Catan guy also.
Probably.
Zion?
Not getting... I'm surprised no one took a flyer on him. I think they all knew.
Yeah, I mean, they were just going to sign him. But let's talk about Zion. Because I loved Zion we knew he was going number one overall. Everyone knew. But I wanted to talk about the emotion that he brought with him to the draft.
Oh, yeah.
The first 3, 4, 5 picks were all emotional. I wasn't ready for the tearjerker.
The first 3 picks were incredible.
I wasn't ready for all the tearjerkers, all the crying. It was beautiful. It was awesome.
It was incredible, especially that first one with Zion. Oh, man.
You saw the tears? And I just don't know how anyone's going to ever hate Zion. This kid's so lovable.
I don't get it, because the thing is, it's not like he even plays bad basketball. He plays with heart, too.
He's just fun to watch. Awesome.
Oh, yeah, he's incredible. So, no, I mean, and I think I'm really intrigued about New Orleans. I really want to see what they do this year. I like their team. I really like their team.
They had an interesting draft. They took Jackson Hayes at 8. I don't know how much of a fan I am of that. And then they took Nickeil Alexander-Walker at like 17. 17. Decent draft, pretty neat draft. I liked that David Griffin came out after the thing, and he said, "This isn't Zion's team. This is Drew Holiday's team." Big statement. Big statement.
It is. It is, though. I mean, right? He's been there the longest. That makes sense.
It's not, but yeah, that's what you got to say. I loved him saying it, though.
Well, okay, it's not like by the end of the year it has to be Drew Holiday's team. But right now, that's the people's lead you follow. You don't go in there.
No, I agree.
Zion.
I agree with that. But I'm just saying, you know who the teams you know what we're looking at.
Zion's their best player.
He's your franchise guy. Well, that's all I was saying. But I can't wait for the jokes to fly in when they finally make the playoffs. I'm like, this is Drew Holiday's team. They finally made it. Here we are, playoffs.
Oh yeah. You know what though? Do we want to go pick by pick, or do we want to just talk about the
I just want to talk about the big picks and like kind of what the surprises, shocks, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I thought that Jackson Hayes pick was good. That's a center that they need, a defensive center, and it's like him and Zion are running the floor every time. Like you don't get a break if you're guarding either of them. Both of them, I'm excited for Lonzo and Drew to be throwing lobs to. Alexander Walker, I think you mentioned it. He's a great defender. He's a shooter, which is what they need. And then their fourth pick, I don't really know who he is, but
I don't know
it's a European guy. Who cares? Doesn't matter. I thought they had a great draft.
I'm kind of excited to see the Drew Holiday, Nickeil Alexander-Walker backcourt. That'll be a fun defensive.
Yeah.
Oh, and with Zion on the court?
And Lonzo. Like, Lonzo's a great defender, too. The thing is, I think Brandon Ingram might have trouble fitting in.
Yeah. I was just thinking, the Nickeil Alexander, Drew Holiday, are they going to run the Duke defense, the trap press?
Probably not.
I would love to see that. Just in Zion gets it back, does it again.
I really think that's one of those where you just go, we're going to just go straight up.
I want to
try to beat any of us.
I want to see the press zone in the NBA, because I will start dying laughing if they actually ran that. Just like the exact same strategy it's Duke, how they beat Louisville. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Zion also had the best quote from the draft. He was talking to someone. He's like, all right, what else? What do you have to say to New Orleans? He said, let's dance. And that's it. It was perfect. Let's dance. I'm going to start ending the show with just saying, let's dance. That's just going to be the end of the show. Every time from now on.
That's how we're ending it. Let's dance.
Let's dance. I love it. Or should we start the show with let's dance?
Okay. Let's start. I got my dancing shoes on. No, that's not the same. It's not the same.
We're gonna say that every time. Let's dance. Got my dancing shoes on.
All right.
We're bringing let's dance into the intro. Maybe the end.
That's fine.
Taking our dancing shoes off. That's how we're gonna end the show today. Taking our dancing shoes off.
You'll have to remind me.
I'm gonna remember. All right. So number 2 was Ja Morant, who we expected. They traded Conley to Utah.
Did we talk about Conley to Utah at all?
Did we? I don't remember when that trade occurred.
I think it occurred after our last episode. End of the grit and grind. I just want to say, end of the grit and grind.
We kind of speculated on that trade in the episode.
We did.
Sure.
We did speculate on it, but it's official. It's the end of the grit and grind. Actually, technically, it's not official. It's going to be official on the 30th of June, but end of the grit and grind.
Oh, speaking of that officially talk, that's the one thing I think the NBA draft has a problem with. Is all these trades.
100%. 100%.
All these trades going on. I was so confused for once you get to the second round, you don't even know who these picks are going to anymore. All these random.
The problem with it. The problem with it is if you know the pick's gonna happen, change the thing. I know they can't because it's not official, but it's I remember all these people all their draft photos, they're all messed up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The hats are all weird.
Yeah, the hats are all weird and stuff. It's just get it. And if one of these trades doesn't go through and the other 8 in the first round that happened do go through, then okay, you're 1 for 8 there, but you're still getting 7 out of 8 right. I don't know. It's just change it. It was so confusing, and they had via the Lakers, and it's who cares? Just show the graphic. Who are they going to?
That's what I just want. I just want them to at least show the graphic. I think I can understand the hat thing. Keep the hat thing. I don't care. but at least change the graphic to make it at least more understandable to the viewer. The other thing I hated about the draft, I'm fine with Waj doing his Twitter thing, spoiling the picks there. Don't bring him onto my ESPN feed, spoiling it there too. I'm trying to enjoy the draft and watch it, and I don't want to see Waj come out and say, hey, guess what, guys? We got a trade before the trade even happens, before the pick happens. I'm like, come on, Waj. That's your Twitter content. Don't bring it to ESPN.
I mean, I guess that's true. Sorry. That's why they bring him in. I don't know.
He's got his Twitter stuff.
I feel like, man, I'm sorry. I love the NBA way more than NFL. The NFL draft is just better. I mean, it's not even comparable.
It is better. The only thing I like about the NBA, more of the players in the draft. The NFL draft is harder to know all the players, but the NFL draft is much better. It's a much more organized and it's a spectacle. It's more of a spectacle.
They get the right things. They have the right people coming up to say things. Yeah.
They know what to do. They've mastered it. They've mastered it, and it's exactly what you want.
And it's the only thing they do right.
The war room is phenomenal. Everything about the NFL draft is just so cool.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. Right. If we saw a war room for the NBA drafts, that'd be kind of neat.
Well, I think the problem would be, man, like with the NBA, everyone plays things so close to the vest because you have to, because you get clowned if you make a wrong move. I mean, really, and this is all stemming from Brooklyn making that garbage trade with the Celtics, and now everyone's seeing now no one wants to make any type of trades. They don't want to do any protected pick, or it's like they have to have the protected picks and stuff. And it's like, we're not going to show you our war room. What if you see some list we have where we have R.J. Barrett over Zion? And then that's going to get leaked to Twitter, and everyone's going to go crazy and flame the franchise.
That's such an NFL draft thing. Someone's board getting leaked.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that happens all the time in the NFL, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, they just trade up if they want. The one thing I also hate about the NBA draft, last thing I hate about the NBA draft, is like trading second-round picks like 6 years in the future.
Yeah, like future seconds. Yeah, it was kind of frustrating. We'll talk about it later. The Thunder, I mean, we'll see with Darius Bagley, but it's like, I really like that Brandon Clark pick. I was like, oh, great. And then it's like, oh, traded it to Memphis. I was like, oh, like, all right, whatever. For like a 2024 second, it's like, oh, okay. Like, I'm not even going to remember that pick.
In 2024, you get there, fuck, that was when we traded Darius. We got Darius Bagley. I don't want this pick anymore. Just sell it. Can we just sell it for $1 million?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, well, whatever.
That's also weird. They can sell the picks. They just sell the pick. I don't know.
Well, a lot of the times, it's because with them, I mean, money does matter because you got to be able to have enough of that max slot, and you can only do 125% in a trade or whatever. So I get that, but yeah.
All right, last question. Do you know what an E10 contract is?
Yes.
Can you explain to me what an E10 contract is?
E10 contract. That's basically, so it's not a two-way. Okay, so it's a clause you can have added onto your contract. So you sign the contract with the NBA team, and the Exhibition 10 is added onto it, and that way you can send them to the G League and call them back up from the G League. And they don't, but they either have to be on the G League or on your team. It's based on how they count against your cap. So right now, Taco Fall, he's going to play with the G League. He does not count against Boston's cap, or he's not even they could go ahead and get another player, and it doesn't affect that. It's because of the Exhibition 10 clause. That clause can only work on I think there's a time limit that clause can work on. You can't just keep doing that.
Huh. So 2 ways. Do you count for the cap space?
2 ways are. See, I think Exhibition 10 is basically a 2-way for a rookie. A 2-way is not a rookie contract.
Gotcha.
I think that's the difference.
Gotcha.
But it's complicated. But basically the Exhibition 10 means it's with the G League. That's basically what it means.
All right. Well, let's get back into the draft. The actual picks. The things that actually matter. The players. Mm-hmm. This was their night. R.J. Barrett went third. No surprise there. I mean, The Knicks were kind of throwing some smoke screens, working out Garland and who else did they work out? They worked out someone else.
Doesn't matter. I know of Garland, but do you like this pick for them?
Yeah, I think he was the second or third best player there, so I think that was the exact right move for them to make. And then
I agree. I think the thing I like about this pick is, maybe Darius Garland is kind of in the future. Maybe